Hello, lovely people. Welcome to another SensAI Go video. Today will be a short one. We don't have a game today, but this will be just a short demonstration / tutorial video. I want to show you the latest addition to SensAI Go, which are markup and review tools, which I've added the end of last week. I still did some fixes and changes in the last few days, but yeah. I think now it's in a quite stable state, and I want to show you what's going on and how to use the new tools. This video is intended for Go teachers, Go content creators, but really anybody who wants to communicate about Go. And we'll see if we can do this as effectively and easily as possible. Let's have a look. Okay, so here we are on SensAI Go, and you will see a new menu entry here. It's called Study. So from here, we will see how to access the review and markup tools. So basically, you can use these tools anytime you have a board open and you're not playing a live game, right? So you can start from an empty board. You can open an SGF file. And you can, if you click on your profile here, you will see a list of your games, and you can also open any of these games and you will be able to start the review. For this demonstration, let me just use an SGF file from a recent game between Shibano Toramaru and Ichiri Kiryu. So let's have a look at this. Maybe first, very basic, we have the navigation buttons on the right. Nothing special here. Let's just go through the game. So we have these two, just to move one step in the game history, right? Front and back. These two go 10 steps each. And with these two buttons, we go to the end of the game or to the beginning. Right? If you create, like, let me just put some random moves here, whatever. Now we're in a variation. You will see now you have this button enabled to go back to the main line, right? So if you click it, you will go to the last move that was part of the real game. Okay, and if I say, okay, this variation was a mistake, you can use this button to delete the current move and all its child moves. Yeah, so the whole variation will be cut off. So bam, and we're back to the real game, right? You can use these buttons to navigate. You can also use the mouse wheel, which I usually prefer to go through a game. So I'm just scrolling up and down. You can also use the arrow keys. Left and right arrow key to go one step. If you hold Control, then you will go 10 steps, left and right. And if you use the up arrow key, you go back to the beginning of the game, and the down arrow key, you go to the end, right? Pretty standard stuff here. So this is the navigation. Now let's go to markup. So whatever, let's just start from here. Let me actually use the full screen mode. So you see we don't have any tool buttons. The markup tools are accessible from a quick menu. So you need to hold Q. Yeah, and this will make the quick tool menu appear. Yeah, so you see we have these different tools we can use. Just hold Q and select the tool you want. Each tool also has a keyboard shortcut. You can see it here. Q+1, Q2, 3, 4, and 5. So even without using the mouse, we can quickly select different tools. And for now, let's go over each tool for a moment. So first we have the label tool. The label tool will just add a letter to any point on the board. So let's say A, B, C, whatever, D. You see we have all these different options. It's also very standard. You can click again on any label to remove it. But it will keep counting. Yeah, so it will not reuse the same labels. So if we continue, we got FG and so on. The labels will reset after we delete all of them. Yeah, so now you see we start with A again. So maybe let's add a few. Yeah, so pretty standard. We got the label tool, and maybe at this point, let me also introduce the delete tool, which basically means you can delete any markup that's on the board. So for example, I just click on A and it disappears. And what's also pretty nice, you can hold and drag, you see? We create this little rectangle here, so we can remove many markers at the same time in an instant, basically, which is pretty fast. So this is the delete tool. Let's go next to the marker tool. You see we have the 4 different options. The standard options we use in Go, right? We have the square, right? The circle, triangle, and the cross. So these are all the standard markers we know and love, right? So you can select them via mouse. And while the marker tool is active, you can also use the buttons 1, 2, 3, 4 to switch between the different shapes, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and back again. Maybe let's continue a bit. Okay. Another thing that you can do with the marker tool is if you hold Shift and click, it will mark the complete group. You see? And Shift click again to remove it. Now we can try this with another shape, for example here. So you see, very easy way to mark a whole group, yeah? Instead of having to click each stone one by one. So this is the marker tool. Next tool, the area tool, is very simple. The idea is to highlight an area of the board. Yeah, the tool is pretty simple. You know, you just hold and drag to draw a rectangle. Yeah, maybe here to visualize potential points for black. Yeah, something like that. And you can switch this over to white to, you know, maybe highlight the white territory. Something like this. You can also use the shortkeys 1 and 2 to switch between black and white. So black, white, very easy. And you can also use the X button to toggle between these two. Well, it kind of does the same thing. Black, white, and so on. Yeah, this is the area tool. And you delete this using the delete tool, right? Just like normal, just delete everything. Okay. This was the area tool. And the last one is the highlight tool, which is a bit different. So the idea with this is to kind of mark like shape points or move candidates, you know, that you're thinking about. So, for example, as white, I might be thinking about extending here or jumping with the stone. I could imagine to peep here, closing here, maybe kick, maybe there, maybe invade, We also have here kick. We can just answer. We can try and wait here. So yeah, the idea of this is to just create an emphasis for certain points to maybe organize your thoughts. And what you can do is, if you click multiple times on one spot, for example, let's just choose this one, it will increase in strength. Yeah, so there are 10 different levels, basically. This is the strongest one, and this is the smallest one. Yeah, and with shift click, you can make it smaller again. Yeah, and we have 2 highlight colors. I just chose kind of like the blue spot, you know, to use for move recommendations. And yeah, I got the red one with the idea to use it like for weaknesses. So we don't really have a good weakness for white on the board, but let's say, okay, we have a cutting point here. You can use this exactly as the other color. And if you don't like the colors, you can also change them. You just click here, whatever, select a different color. And yeah, then you will be able to use any color you want, right, to mark your board. That's the idea of the highlight tool. And as before, we just remove this with the delete tool. Okay. Also for the highlight tool, you also can use the 1 and 2 keys to switch between the 2 color presets. And you can also use X to toggle between the 2. Yeah. Okay. So in general, I think it feels very nice to use. It's very fast. And I've got some good feedback so far. So please try it out and see how it feels. And if you have any ideas for different types of markup, just let me know. Maybe we can add them. So now the last part, I want to show the interactive features. Whenever you're on a board like this, doing, you know, like in a review setting, you will find this button here, Open Review Session. Yeah. When you click this, it will open your review session for other players to join. Yeah. So let me switch. I got a different window here with a different account just to demonstrate this. So you see now here in the Open Shared Reviews, we have an entry now on the list. SensAI Go is reviewing this game. And we have this join button. Okay, so we're now joined to the review session, and like anything that I do here as a leader, whatever, let's just add some markup, A, B, C, and whatever, a marker here. We will see reflected. So let me switch back to the other one. So when you join a session, you will just follow everything that the session leader does, right? Okay, let's remove this for now. Yeah, so it's an easy way to share what you're doing with other people. You can give control to anybody who's watching. So let me switch control now. Yeah, so let's say I'm the viewer and I'm like, I don't know, I'm thinking about A, but I'm not sure. Maybe I prefer invasion at B. So you can give back the control, or the original leader can also just take back the control at any time. Yeah, so you can take back and say, okay, whatever. Wait, now it's Black's turn. So, and now, for example, you could discuss the different variations. Yeah, what happens if you invade here? What happens if you invade here? Whatever. It's just a silly example. Yeah. Okay, but it's easy to give and take control. And the last interactive feature I wanted to talk about is the polls. Yeah, so if you have an open session, you will also see this button to start a poll. Yeah, so what we can do, let's use this example. So we're looking for a move for white. So for example, we could just answer here, we could invade, I don't know, maybe we can jump, maybe peep. Just an example, huh? And if we start a poll now, you can add a question, it's not necessary. Where would you play? And you can select any point or only label mark points, which I will choose for this case. Now, so now everybody who's watching the session gets the poll start, and they can select any answer they want. Let's say I want to jump here. When everybody has answered, the poll finishes automatically. Otherwise, the leader can finish the poll anytime they want. And yeah, so we see we immediately get the result. So everybody voted for C in this case, of course, because we have only one viewer. But yes, so you will see the different answers according to their frequency in a different strength, right? Kind of similar to the, it's kind of similar to the highlight tool. Yeah, so if everybody answers the same in a poll, then it will be like very big, just in purple, right? And if maybe just one person voted for it, then you get a smaller one. So yeah, you use this button to clear this again, and then the discussion can continue. Yeah, let's see, anything else we didn't cover? Of course, we can close the session. The viewers can leave the session anytime. You can also download the SGF. I think this one needs a bit more work. I'm not sure if all the markers are correctly exported. I will have a look at this again, but yeah, this will come at a later time. And you can also save the current state of the game tree with all the markup. Yeah. So basically, because an SGF only really supports these standard markers, right? And labels, but none of these special ones. But if you want, you can save the whole thing with this button, right? You save it on SensAI Go, not in a file. Okay, and maybe one thing I think I missed before. So if you hold Q to select a tool, to come back to the normal interaction mode, you just press Q once, and we're back to just creating variations and interacting with the game like this. Okay, I think that was all that I wanted to say. Let me know what you think, everyone. I tried my best to make it as nice to use as possible, and I hope this makes life a bit easier for some of our Go teachers in order to communicate their ideas more effectively. Yeah, try it out and give me feedback. And otherwise, I wish you a nice day and see you soon in the next video. Bye-bye.